Okay, so I'm going to just demonstrate what the other tools do in more detail. So this is basically using the crease, pinch, and the reduction tools. I'm going to go over masking separately just because that tool is a little bit more involved to use. Alright, so as you guys are working on your 3D models, you're going to start to move on to the parts of the details. So I'm just gonna get a picture of her face. So just real important though, when you move on to the details, especially if it's like more of an involved picture, you do want to kind of zoom in closer on the face or on the area that you're working on. And basically you're gonna be using the crease tool. Okay, and this crease tool is gonna allow you to kind of create lines in the picture. So the crease tool, just make sure it's small that you're using. And I'm actually gonna do it from the side. So basically, the crease tool, kind of helps to create lines in the picture. So there's lines around the nose area here. So you can create a crease around the nose here. Oops. So the crease kind of helps to create the lines of the parts. And also there's areas where you have it going in inside. This is a good place to use the crease tool as well to kind of make parts go in that's really thin. Okay, but basically you just go over it a couple of times with the crease tool, especially around the areas of the mouth here. This is anywhere where you have fine details. You can add the crease tool. Okay, so that's basically what the crease tool does. The pinch tool. Okay, so the pinch tool is basically, if you were trying to press the clay in between areas a little bit thinner. So let's just say I was working on the eyes a little bit more. So I'm going to zoom in on here. And one other thing too, I didn't really talk about before, but the Alt or the Option key, as you guys are holding those keys. Okay, so obviously I need to move the model down, up and down. So if you hold the Option key, you can drag the model up, down, left, and right. So that's a different way you can get those angles that you can't really typically get just because of with how it is. But basically a crease tool though, what that does is the pinch tool. So you can use the pinch tool, and basically that kind of just in a way, it kind of compresses the areas a little bit more. So if you look at you see the eyes a little bit thicker here. The pinch tool though, it kind of just squeezes those areas in between together. Okay, I can't really think of an area where I would use it in this one here. Just because a lot of the areas on the face is kind of more rounded off. But if you need small areas, you would use the pinch tool for that. And then another thing too is, if you need to add more spheres or more circles to the picture, you can click on New Sphere, and then click on Add Objects. So you can either add one circle here or two. So a lot of times when you're creating characters of people's faces or humans, you have to create the eyeballs for the eye sockets. So you can click here. And basically the lighter gray signifies that's the part that's being selected. So you can actually click on the head or the eyeballs. And this is actually where you would start to use the scale tool. So the scale tool, if you were to drag it down, it's one way. It's going to make it smaller. You can make it larger. It's up to you. So I'm just going to make it smaller just so it can fit those eye sockets. And then you would rotate it to the side, use the grab tool. And the grab tool will move it around. So that's the reason why this is checked, is it allows you to kind of move those areas in. So this is basically where I would put my eyes in the picture. And again, you can click those items as separate things, okay? Because a lot of times when we create eyes and things around the eyes, usually the skin kind of wraps around the eyes for a lot of 3D models. So if I were to go back to this face here, then I can zoom in. I can work on this the face a little bit more. So maybe I might want to draw a little bit more up here. Flatten it. Just so I can get it looking the way that I want it to look. And I'm just going to grab this part here, reshape the eyebrows a little bit more. Alright. Okay, now one other thing I did want to show you too, though, is, if you look carefully here, I'm actually going to do this on purpose, though, to kind of mess it up a little bit. So sometimes when you're working on it a lot, like in this picture here, like, I do like a lot of creasing here, and I do a lot of smoothing and flattening, trying to fix it. Sometimes you can't get it looking exactly smooth like before. Okay, so it's real important at this point here. So guys, take a look up here. That's up here. So sometimes you can't get like your 3D model looking smooth here. Because even if I try to use a smooth tool here, I can't really get it looking like originally how it looked like before. So you're going to mainly want to use this reduce brush. So you click on reduce brush, and if you notice though, like that area that I did a lot of work on, there's a lot of these little dots or triangles in that part of the picture. Okay, so as you guys are working on your 3D models more and more, and you add more details to it, there's going to be triangles that are going to add up as you guys are working on it more. Okay, in some cases, when you're working on it a lot, the computer may slow down a lot when you work on it. Most of your computers are pretty fast though. Like the computer I'm on is like really slow. So if you're wondering why your computer's so slow though, this is the reason why. It's because of a lot of triangles. So you would use this reduce brush though, and kind of just like brush in those areas again. Okay, but basically it kind of like reduces the details in that area. So it kind of like unifies like all the other triangles in all those other areas. So if I were to again, this is under like the wireframe, so a lot of these triangles, it's basically telling you like how much detail there is. There's a lot of details that I did under here. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to just like go over those areas if you see too much going on in the picture. So as you guys are working, that's like something real important you want to constantly do as you're working. I haven't really told you guys about not about it until now, just because we only spent about a day on it. But you do want to go back and forth and use the reduce brush tool. Okay, especially if like things look weird or you can't get it to look clean. But if I take out the wireframe though, now it looks a little bit cleaner up here. It's not perfect, but it looks a little bit cleaner than before. You can actually flatten it again to make it look the way you want it. But yeah, the other tools that I want to show you on here though, the subdivide all. Okay, yeah, real important though, that button with subdivide all. Don't click this button because basically what it does is it creates more triangles in your picture. But basically, like the more triangles you have in your 3D model roll, the more like more areas you can actually manipulate. So you don't want to click on this because if you click on it a lot though, it'll crash your computer. And the reduce selected. What that does is basically it reduces the triangles on the whole thing. So you don't want to use the brush on the whole thing. You can just click on this. But one thing to keep in mind of though is if you click on it a lot though, it will basically like really simplify the picture. So I'm clicking on it a lot. This is like the most it can go. Right now, if you look at my 3D model now though, it looks like if you're comparing it to like 3D models in like a PS4 game. This is basically like a 3D model, like a PS1 game or a PS1 system. So it basically kind of like pixelates the pictures to make it lose the details. Okay, but that's just something to keep in mind of though. You want to have a nice balance of using the reduce brush, the reduce selected, so you're able to your computer won't be laggy when you use it. And yeah, that's pretty much it though. Alright, so you guys got any questions about the pinch, crease, and the reduce brush tools? Questions on that?